What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome on a Wednesday night to the Sooner Surge. Appreciate everyone so much for being on here. Thanks for spending your Wednesday evening, nighttime with us. Appreciate it. Mez says right off the bat that no softball player is worth $1.2 million, and we can get into that. I know Grey God already came at me a little. Here's what I'm going to say, Grey God. Yeah, you called it. You called that Kennedy was going to Tech, and I said I highly doubt it, and I was absolutely wrong. I admit it. I'm also going to say I'm not on the insider boards. I'm assuming you are. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I saw Mess's comment about no softball players worth it. I think you're going to find out as far as putting people in the stands if they win a national championship or make it there. But here's what I'll say. Anybody, and I mean anyone, that comments on Twitter, whatever, and says, I cannot believe Kennedy going to Texas Tech. That's just a joke. Unbelievable. I can't believe she would do that. She's getting paid $1.2 million supposedly. I don't care what she does. I would do the same. Here's the thing, too. I'm going to go on a little bit of a soapbox here. And fold your arms, that's fine, Jeremy. But I want one athlete in college sports to come out and say, I chose this school. They offered me more money. I couldn't turn it down. Somebody be a refreshing person and say that. Get out there and say, you know what? Texas Tech, yeah, they didn't have, the championships. They got a good young team. But to be honest, I cannot turn down that money. I would do that in a job if somebody – I've done it before. When the job offered someone – there's too many positives with it. They're offering me too much money. Somebody get out there and say it. I'm tired of it because I think as we get more into NIL, here's the thing. It is a business, guys. It's a business. So you know what would cause all this where people are saying, oh, my gosh, I can't believe they dropped a bag in the last minute. You wouldn't have that. People would just come out and say, I'm going where they're going to offer me the most money. Or they offered me this much money, I took it. That would be refreshing to me. Sorry, that would be refreshing.
Yeah, the town of Lubbock. Now, I am going to say a little bit on the Jay, while you are 100% correct, 1,000% correct, I wish players did it more often. I wish people were just upfront with people more often. 100%, Jay. I will say this. Texas Tech has a lot going for their softball program, and I think she wanted to be kind of the one who's in.
That's not the reason she's going there.
It's one of the reasons.
It might be one of them, but the big reason I think, Jeremy, this is not $1.2 million is not compared to another school that might have offered $900,000. I think it's a big difference.
How much, Jay? How much do you think OU offered her?
I don't know, and I don't care really.
I will say, here's what I'm going to say about this, and we're not going to talk all night about this. John, I think that Patty knew when they signed Sam Landry. And second of all, here's what I would say. In the softball world, if she got $1.2 million and everyone else on the Texas Tech Red Raiders softball team is getting $70,000, it's a bad deal.
How's it a bad deal? What do you mean, Jeremy?
It's a bad culture deal, Jay.
Okay, but Jeremy, the way NIL works, a collective wants to donate some money to get a player. That's how it works, man.
And it's a bad deal culture-wise. And I don't know if OU offered her, how much they offered her, what they offered her, Jay.
Yeah, it's not bad for Kennedy. It's a great deal for Kennedy.
It's a bad look for the team, period.
Hey, well, here's I think the issue you're going to have, and this is why – I agree, Hunter. They're not getting much. This is why I think it's so much different than pro sports, and it needs to be fixed. They got to fix NIL, period. And here's the reason why. In NFL, NBA, whatever, you're not going to have players go every year to another team. Nigel Kennedy next year can end the season and then go play somewhere else and get more money.
Yeah, and I don't believe that Pat Mahomes wrote the blank check.
Oh, I wouldn't, Jeremy. I don't know who did. And you know what? Here's the thing. I want to say this again. I'm going to applaud Kennedy. Kudos. To be financially that well off with college softball. Thank you for the sport of softball for her. That's huge for Kennedy because You're not making that in pro softball, not even close. I don't know what her degree is going to be in, but I'm sorry, at some point, when that much money's out there, you got to take the money. Am I wrong?
Well, she needs to probably write a check for $100,000 to each of the following players. Okay, Jada Coleman, Kinsey Hance. I might go on and on because OU is what made softball what it is right now. The prestige that it is. Period. Don't tell me to stop, Hunter. And the other thing is, Jay, with this, and I'm not wrong about the culture thing because I promise you this.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Let
me tell you.
You're wrong a little bit, Jeremy.
Let me talk for 2 minutes, and then you come at me.
Then I'll tell you where you're wrong. Go ahead.
First off, Ron, she's not going to. I was using it as a hypothetical. Here's what I'll say. Nigeri Kennedy, if she is getting 1.2 mil, and every other player on that team is getting $50,000 each, if that's what it is, okay, then this is my problem. Every person on that team, just like everyone in this chat, is a human being. And human beings inside are jealous people. If I'm catching, now here's what I think is going to happen. If Nigeri Kennedy gets all passionate, so passionate, there are people on that team, just like there'd be people in this chat, there'd be people in our workplace who says, golly, it's easy for her to get passionate. She's getting 1.2 mil. I'm only getting a measly 50,000, and I'm working as hard. It's a problem across all of college sports.
Can I stop you there though for a second? It is not the same as football, and it's just not.
It's worse.
Jeremy, listen. Face facts. College softball, Texas Tech players weren't getting much. They're not going to get much. They weren't getting much in the first place. Bringing in Kennedy, the best player in softball, it's not like they had $1 million to split between the school like OU football is splitting every player up. Why would there be anybody mad? They've just brought in the best player to maybe help you win a national championship. It's totally different than any other sport, Jeremy, and this is a different occasion because it's one player getting $1.2 million in a sport where nobody gets paid that much, Jeremy. You're wrong on this. The culture thing, I don't think you can use in softball right now on that. It's not like you're at a school where everybody's getting paid.
Okay. No, William, absolutely you don't turn that kind of money down. Absolutely don't. Now, their stadium is pretty nice. It doesn't seat a lot, but they sell out pretty much every game.
I mean, Hunter, you're right about the Grow Teammates brands, and that's going to maybe help them get to the College World Series, which may be a lifelong dream of some of those players on the team.
You know what's more of a lifelong dream for most people, Jay? Money.
Money talks, and Kennedy got the money today, and I'm happy for her. I think it's great for her. So
okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know why we're saying that.
Right, but let's move on.
Colin says BV requested a change in pregame, and now we will make a tunnel during pregame for the team to run out of, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. We talked a little bit last night about the captains. Do you think they'll change the captains at all?
Like they did last year?
No, where they'll go all captains for the whole year. I don't think they will.
Oh, I think that's what they have to do. I don't like new captains every game. You got clear captains on this team. You go with those dudes.
I agree. I like that too. I would rather just go clear captains the whole way through. But,
absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Just roll two of them out there, Stutzman and Bowman. Stutzman and Bowman. Roll them out there.
They won't.
That's it. That's only two you need. Maybe DeJohn Terry. It is gimmicky. Josh, here's what it is. And I'm getting it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Gimmicky is a weird term. Gimmicky, I don't like the gimmicky term.
Gimmicky is the exact right term. And here's why. I'm fired up right now. I don't even know why. But this is why. Josh, you're 100% correct. Okay? Here's why it's gimmicky. In my opinion, it's a ploy to get more people involved and feel good about themselves. Just pick two guys. They're your captains. Everyone else, get on board. You don't have to be a captain every week, so you can put on a resume and say, well, I was captain week 3 of this game. Looks better on my resume. Hogwash. Where'd you go, Jay? And Mez, I agree. Stick with the guys. Those three, I'd be happy with it. Everyone else, whatever. Yeah, I'll preach. I'll keep preaching because it's absolutely gimmicky. It's a farce. Why don't we let everyone? Hey, heck, let all three kickers, let all three of them be a captain once.
Jackson, I agree with these five. I think Bobby mentioned that the other day or somebody did on the live. I agree. I think that five right there, I would project that to be the starting five. I have not had a bundt cake lately, Lori. I need to have a bundt cake, man. I need to have one.
I need to go back to Jackson. Hatchett, Hickman, Fabechi, Sexton, Taylor. I'm not saying that's the O-line starting. I'm going to leave room. I don't think Tarquin does. Jay, do you think Sexton's going to play tackle or guard?
I have promised. I'm pretty confident that what the five you mentioned there, I think would be the starting five.
Is there any other tackle possibility? EPL? No.
I don't. Game one. We're talking game one. Those five is what I would be rolling with.
They may roll Tarquin out there game one.
They got to stay healthy.
They may roll Tarquin out there.
Tarquin's not going to be out there, Jeremy.
He was in the spring game.
Now, Bates, I think Bates, it sounds like Hickman's going to be the guy. Bates would be the backup.
100%, Jay.
With the experience. Howland, I don't know about Howland and Ozida are two that I'm just not sure of yet and where they're at in the rotation. We'll find out.
Hey, this is a good question for the entire chat. Right now, in the chat, or
this was on Twitter.
Hey, this would be a great call-in. Call in and say 5 words or less tonight. Write it out. 5 words or less. Let me think about what my 5 would be, or 4 words.
That's a good idea to have somebody call in with their 5. Only say 5 words. There you go. That's a good idea. Hunter can drop the link in the chat there for call in.
Greg God, Greg God, that's the one I'm not sold on for sure yet either. I know he's made a lot of things. Jackson's 5 words are a playmaker that gets it. Call that in. Someone call one in. Hey, I'm going to think of mine, Jay. I got to think about it.
Kennedy to Tech TT makes JA great. I think that's 6 words here. Oh, wow. Mark, love it.
Hey, Mark, I couldn't have said it any better.
There's the link if you would like to call. There it is. Hey, real quick, I don't know if you saw an excerpt of Kirk Herbstreit with Pat McAfee, but sounds like he might be going with Oregon to win the national championship.
Kirk Herbstreit?
Sounds like possibly. He kind of let it slip.
I like Iowa Sooners. He has the it factor.
I like that, Iowa Sooner. Thanks for joining tonight. I like that one.
How about this one? Arm strength like no other.
Arm strength like, yeah, that's 5 words.
Makes all the throws.
Oregon and Ohio State play. That'll be interesting, that game. I believe, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure, and this is going to be an amazing weekend, I'm pretty sure that's the same day as OU Texas, by the way. Hunter, I don't know if you can verify.
What a weekend that would be.
I'm pretty sure that's the same day as OU Texas game. What a day. What a day. How about, we have not talked about it, but Lincoln Riley at Big Ten Media Days was just.
I haven't seen it yet.
He had a bad day. You knew who else had a bad day? Deshaun Foster.
It was awful, Jay.
What was that?
It's called a guy not being ready to be a head coach.
Do you think that's what it was, or do you think he just didn't want to talk? I don't know if everybody saw it or not.
Oh, he didn't know what to say, dude.
J.A. make OU great again. That's a good one, Mess.
Hits the receivers in stride. Never underthrows the deep ball.
Foster was exhilarating, Christopher says.
I sense sarcasm.
I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the first maybe 30 seconds a minute that was kind of awkward.
Action Jackson will be unleashed.
Hey, back to the O-line for a second.
Yeah.
And I want to go back, and for the viewers, if you could, I know you guys are huge Sooner fans in this chat, most of you, Surgeaholics, appreciate you. And you usually come up with good answers, just like you have on this Jackson Arnold thing. But go back to a year where a position group on OU's team was, before the season, thought to be kind of a problem, may not pan out, and ends up being the strength of the team. I got a few, but think about it, and think about a position group that people thought, they're going to struggle there, and they actually had a really good year in that position group.
Long bombs are great again.
There's a possibility if they go like 7-5. I don't know if they fire him.
Now we got 5-word phrases about Muleshoe. Muleshoe's a big baby. I like the 5-word phrases there.
Yeah, he is a baby. He was crying when he got asked questions today. Colin, yeah.
Thank you, Christopher.
Off the top of your head, Jeremy?
Hey, just a second, Jay. Christopher, I don't know if you're on here every night. I haven't seen the comments very much, but I appreciate you being on here tonight. And I was one who said this. OU's record would not have been worse than last year if Jackson Arnold would have started, and he would have had another year under his belt. They made a mistake. Absolutely made a mistake last year.
By
not playing Jackson Arnold as a starter.
Oh, I see. Mark's agreeing with you.
They would not have had a worse record, and he would have had a year under his belt.
Well, we'll find out this year. He gets a year under his belt this year for the next year. So any position group come to mind off the top of your head? I'll say one.
Let me say, you asked me. You're saying one that was preseason predicted to not be very good.
And they turned out being really good.
And was good. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say one that in the 2000 year, Jay.
What position?
The receiving core.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
Curtis Fagan, Antoine Savage, Damian Mackey. I mean, those guys were great receivers at OU. Those guys were not like 5-star talented guys.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one. Christopher, that's a really good one. Ramondre. The other one I was thinking about running back wise, but I'm trying to remember what game he started. Was the year with Dominique Whaley? I'm trying to remember. Didn't somebody go down with an injury, though? Because they were going to be pretty good at that position, I thought.
No, Brandon Williams was supposed to be elite.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's a group. Hey, real quick, I want to get to
the Heisman winner is Jackson.
I want to get to this real quick with Sooner Cowboy. And here's the deal. Jonah Williams, I think an absolute bad end to OU's recruiting class would be if he chooses Texas along with Fasusi. I mean, that Texas has dropped in the rankings, but if they were to get 2 5-stars down the stretch, and one of those being an Oklahoma, a guy that Oklahoma get in Fasusi, I think that's why Fasusi. Fasusi is such an anchor on this class. I think. I think it's such a big momentum get if you can land Fasusi. And I said it the other day. I don't like the term "make or break your class," but I think he's such a big get if you could land him, and it would really kind of.
And didn't you and I both say that we felt better about Fasusi than some of the others? And people on here said, no chance, no chance, no chance, no chance. Listen to the insiders, whatever you want to talk about. Now everyone's coming around saying, maybe. Hold your horses. Not so fast, as Lee Corso said. Maybe Fasusi is thinking OU.
I think there's a lot of people that they still don't know. That a lot of people still think he might go to Texas. He could end up in. I don't think a lot of people don't know. But I agree.
You never know on these things.
I agree with Jimmy. And while we're on the offensive line, I got to go trivia question tonight. Trivia question worth a point for the wheel, so you can win tickets to the OU Houston game.
That wheel, Jay,
by the fan stop. Yes,
that wheel is looking nice. It is full. There's names everywhere. All you Center Surge Unlimited members are on there twice. Kyla's on there 7 times because she emailed and said she's part of the fan stop. If you are Shirt of the Month Club on the fan stop, 7 times your name's on that wheel. But you got to email us so we can confirm that you're a Shirt of the Month Club member.
That's right. And so make sure you check them out, www.thefanstop.com. Here we go. We're talking about offensive line tonight. The trivia question for tonight is this. Including 2019, okay, including that year. Since then, how many offensive linemen have been drafted in the NFL from Oklahoma? Since 2019, Jeremy. It's a good number.
See how quickly they get this.
First one in the chat gets the point with the right number.
Faith in the Surgeaholics.
Jackson, Jimmy wrong. Dalpost wrong. Mark wrong. Teresa,
not that high.
That would be amazing, Teresa. Wow. I have not seen it yet.
Neither have I.
It took longer than I thought here, guys and girls.
People just throwing numbers out there now, Jay. Might as well.
Jackson's throwing 4 or 5 numbers out there, Jackson.
6 numbers out there.
6 numbers.
He's got fast fingers.
Have you seen it yet, Jeremy? I haven't seen it.
No, there I did. Dalpost.
Wow. Dalpost is on a heater. Dalpost 3 of the last 4 nights, I believe. Wow.
Did he get it last night?
Dalpost is on a heater. Dalpost is on much a heater as Porter Moser right now. Wow.
Hey, Dalpost might be winning those tickets. But Eric's still, I think, in the lead. Kyle is on there 9 times because of the shirt of the month. But Eric's up there. Dalpost is up there. Bobby's up there.
It doesn't matter how many times you have it on there as long as you get spun on the wheel, right?
You have a higher chance, Jay, if your name's on there more.
I get it.
So
Dalpost, admit it. Another guess. Hey, do what I was talking about earlier with the recruits and these players that go for money. Just say you admit it. Just admit that it was a guess right now.
Jackson, call in to me. Dalpost's name was
10.
before you.
You did say 10, but it looked like you were after him on my end on the chat. It looks like you were right behind Dalpost. So
Dalpost was first.
You got to be first.
Yeah.
Good try, Jackson. Maybe tomorrow night.
Jay, chances Eugene Brooks and EPL play any significant minutes?
Depends on the injury.
So outside of injury, you're saying they will not play significant minutes?
I think it would be very difficult. EPL has the size to do it. I think he definitely could. And so does Eugene Brooks. It's not that I don't think they're ready. I think Brooks is unbelievable talent. I just wonder, because if you look at the backups, if you go with those 5 we talked about early, right? If you look at the backups behind them, they've all been there a year or 2. So they've had a lot of, I know they haven't played, but they've had some reps and practice and all that. So we'll see. I do think Brooks is a guy that, man, at 336, get out there and give you some good minutes. Topher says don't sleep on Isaiah Autry.
Isaiah Autry's huge, dude. He's huge.
Big old boy.
The Cali kid commit to OU, Jay. Is he talking basketball?
Basketball, baseball, I believe is who you're talking about, Alec. But that was yesterday. Huge get. Porter Moser tearing it up right now. I know you
got to be able to coach. Got to be able to coach the guys.
Tearing it up.
I've never seen someone recruit so well and not be able to keep guys that you recruit. I don't understand it.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe this will be the year. You know, would I be dead wrong in this? And I don't think I would be, but this could be an example. And we don't know yet. We haven't seen them play this year, and we don't know how good they're going to be. But it could be an example where you let a coach stick around for 3 or 4 years and get there and maybe get it together, and he could be here for the next 10 and have a great run with Oklahoma. I don't know if that'll happen, but it definitely could.
Well, that's what's happened where he's been. Where he's been, he's needed time. I will say that.
Yeah, $1.2 million from Texas Tech. Yep. Good for her.
The best runs Porter Moser has made has been with unathletic bigs, unfortunately. Crutwig and
Tyler says LT is the only lineman that really go first round. I'm confused.
Left tackles. That's not always true.
Not always, but
hey,
a lot of times.
Let me ask you this. I already know your answer, Jay. I'm just curious for the Surgeaholics. Had OU not landed the portal commitment, of Hickman, how more worried would you be right now?
Well, you know where I'm going on this because
I know where you are. I'm curious for the Surgeaholics because I was one who had a lot of faith in Bates. A lot of people did, but I will be the first to admit I think OU's in much better shape with Hickman and Bates as the backup.
Yeah, and that's
Tyler. Tyler,
that's
you're
a good
wrong.
point, Bobby.
Tyler, you're wrong. Go look at any NFL draft. There's multiple O linemen in the first round. They're not always tackles, and especially left tackles.
Bobby, 3 guards in the center going the first round of the last draft. So
Hunter, go look at the last 5 years and see how many O linemen were picked that weren't guards. I mean, that weren't tackles in the first round.
Eric says 6 and 6. Are you saying without Hickman, you think 6 and 6?
He's saying without Hickman.
So with Hickman, he thinks 8 and 4, correct?
I think he's going 8 and 4 in their season.
Mess, I think this is a great comment. And I think more importantly, the back half of that comment with Jackson Arnold, you heard Jackson Arnold talk about it. Having a guy like that makes a big difference. And that's a great point, Mess.
Hunter said not many linemen have. I thought Mez is the 12 and 0.
I think Tyler likes 12 and 0 as well.
Both of them like 12 and 0. I'm not there.
Jeremy, I've said it before. I don't think there's any undefeated team this year.
I don't either, Jay. Not in the major power conference.
No, I don't think so.
We know, Ron, 8 and 4 and be happy. You should write a song, Ron. Tyler, I'm going to say Mez was the original 12 and 0 because I think Mez has been on here much longer, Tyler. But you've both been 12 and 0, and you've stuck to your guns.
Yeah, they've stuck to their guns. We'll see how long. Hopefully, it lasts a while.
Eric, I've got to call you out a little here because you've said the ceiling is not 8 and 4. Now you're saying that's their ceiling. I get it if you want to pick OU 8 and 4, but you cannot say that's the ceiling because you've said that they should easily be better than that. Can't be their ceiling if they can be better than 8 and 4. Who's wrong? Tyler, how am I wrong? Buddy? I've been on here since you started, buddy. First off, all I know is Mez has been on here long too. I'm not putting you down. I appreciate both of you being on here. I just know comments. I didn't know you commented as soon as you were on here. I know Mez has been commenting for a while. The point of the matter is,
I think they've both been on here a long time.
You both have said 12 and 0, and you both have stuck to your guns. I give you credit for it, both of you. I don't really care who said it first. Appreciate the support from both of you.
Yeah, I think they've both been on here since we started, basically. Eric in chat is much different than Eric on call-in. I think they like the Eric call-in version. I really do.
Oh, no, he did just say 10 and 2 is the ceiling. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. 8 and 4 is the ceiling when you agreed with Ron. That's what I was saying.
Christopher, I wish I knew because I don't know, and I never know because if you look at OU's history over the last probably 5 years, they beat a lot of teams that you think they might lose to, and then they lose to teams that you wouldn't expect them to lose to. So I have no clue.
I have no idea. Eric, Discord Eric is the best Eric, according to Dalpois. Eric, you're popular in all avenues and realms. And if you want to join up on the Discord, sign up for the Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Send us an email, ousportsroundup@gmail.com. You'll be in the Discord. Sometimes it gets heated. A lot of times it's just nice and cordial, but it's always fun either way.
Yeah, Sooner Cowboy, I agree with this 1,000%. If it's worse than 8 and 4, a lot of questions.
I disagree. Hey, if it's 8 and 4, I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I heard Kel Gundy on the radio yesterday, I believe. And I agree with him, and I think we've talked about it on here, that he said, so far in the recruiting under Brent Venables, it's been great. And he said, you can go into these recruits' houses, you can sell them on, we're going to the SEC and we're going to run the SEC with Georgia and Alabama. We're going to be one of those teams. You can say that. You're selling it. He said, you go into the SEC and you have 2 not so great years. He said, it could be a long 5-6 years after that, because if you can't really sell it after you've been in it for 2 years and you don't you don't put up great records, then I think the recruiting could really suffer. So I think it is so important for this year and next year to have good years, man.
Yeah, and hey, Monty, appreciate that. It is always fun. And I cannot wait, literally, how fun this is going to be when the season begins. It is going to be borderline crazy on this channel, I promise you, because tempers will be flaring. We'll be going at it.
Hey, did we do?
It's going to be great.
Do you remember when we started the live shows at 9:30?
November last year?
I don't think we started it during the season. I think it was after the season.
Yeah, I was thinking it was November or December, but
I don't remember doing many posts.
Actually, it must not have been. It had to been because during the bowl game we were doing them.
I didn't think we were doing them nightly, but maybe we were.
It's going to be a blast, is all I know. Tomorrow night, Jay, I'll be belling some hay, but I should be done in time to be on this live with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Tyler, those are coming back, so be ready. We're going to start going longer as the season gets. There's going to be too much to talk about. There's no way we're going to be able to talk about it in 30 minutes. No chance.
Correct.
And yeah, Ron, here's the deal. Nobody will be banned on here for opinions. Will never happen. The only way you're going to get banned on here is with bad language and personally attacking people.
And it's been close. It's been close a couple of times on personal attacks. We don't need that.
Yeah. So you keep.
Hey, wait. We're going to book in this show, Jay. Grey God came at me at the very beginning of this show, and I know it was a joke. And I'm going to book in this and end it with Grey God coming at me again. First off, am I a city boy? We did have some land growing up, Jay, but I baled hay the last 3 years. I guess they need the muscles, Jay. They don't ask Jay; they ask me, and I gladly go help.
They don't ask me because I don't. They don't ask me because I don't even know who you're talking about.
Exactly, Jay.
Wait, who are you baling hay with?
Someone here in town. You're insignificant,
Wait,
Jay.
Who is it? Is it somebody you know?
Yes.
Somebody you work with?
Absolutely, Jay.
So that's why they asked you, Jeremy. It has nothing to do with your muscles. Go back and get your medium shirt on so you look bigger.
Wow, Mr. Man dropping some stuff. Eric said, put those 13s away. We know Eric. Eric's got the 10% body fat, pure athlete, Eric. Not me. Although I think I am an athlete, Jay. Both of us, Jay. You remember the games we used to play? You didn't beat us in pickup games in basketball. We'd go to the gym. We were like Woody Harrelson. They thought we were garbage and trash, and we would win every single game.
Yeah, those were the days, Jeremy. Those were the days.
We got to get a little street ball going, yeah. Hey, appreciate everyone on here. We'll see you all tomorrow night for a terrific Thursday evening. You guys have a great Thursday.